Hello and welcome to Podcast Mania, brother.
Dude.
It's not a wrestling one. It's
No.
just we're doing 2 episodes of Doctor Who, so this is going to be a mess.
Yeah, this is the start of, like you say, the mania that will be the next 8 weeks of podcasts that have to be squeezed out in such a rapid fire fashion.
Have we got any news before we start?
I've not prepped for any news, but I'm sure there is some news. Talk amongst yourselves while I find it. The first image of Henry Cavill,
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Came out this week. Interestingly, the picture was on Facebook and stuff during the day when it came out, and I just thought it was a fan art. I just scrolled past it and that's quite good. I just didn't think any more of it. But it's what's his face? Sweaty socks, Corin Sweat. Isn't it? Who's Henry Cavill like? That's how I remember his name.
Oh,
Come on, where's the picture? There it is. Let's get it on.
Sweaty socks. That's going to take me now. Oh
God. Oh Lord. Oh God, it's massive. Never mind, that'll do, because I'm totally not prepared, because I thought we were going straight into the...
Out of context, oh Lord, it's massive, I wasn't prepared. What have you just Googled? Hey!
There he is. Yeah, looking just like Henry Cavill. Have you seen all the memes, though, that have... Yes.
One at the bar, isn't it? Yep. Yeah.
The best one is that one, which is it Superman 3, is it?
4?
Christopher Reeve, not 4, that was god-awful thingy where it's him in a bar. That's the best one, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like Henry Cavill, except someone noted that the suit doesn't fit because it's got loads of crinkles and it should be skin tight and muscular. But he's got the red pants on.
Yeah, I know a few people actually took this image and literally tore the suit apart and said this is where each part of the suit comes from. And using all the previous Supermen and going, right, this is from this is from this is from all this comic in bits and pieces. And went, that's quite interesting. Yeah. I'm not sure what the big sky beam in the background is, but
some random villain.
Yeah,
I didn't read the article, but it's some callback to some random thing. You know what James Gunn's like? It's some obscure thing that no one's ever heard of.
It's a random sky beam because it's a DC or Marvel film, and that's always the bad guy now.
Yeah. It looks okay, and the fact is I thought it was Henry Cavill, I didn't think any more of it. Kind of proves the point that he does kind of look like him. Yeah.
Apart from he's 5 inches taller.
What, Henry Cavill is?
No.
Oh.
David Sweaty Pants.
But Henry Cavill's probably 5 inches wider. Yes,
this is true. I think Matey Boy's meant to be 6'5" and Cavill's 6 foot.
Oh yeah, that looked pretty impressive then. I didn't realise he was that tall.
Yeah, because Christopher Reeve was 6'3".
Dean Cain was short, wasn't he, in comparison?
Yeah.
And the other one on Arrow versus...
Or was it thinking me, the chap from Lois and Superman.
The latest one.
Yeah, Cavill is taller, I think. He's 6'1" or 2". So yeah, the new chap is the biggest of Superman.
Fair enough. Deadpool.
On that exciting note of who's the tallest Superman,
who's the biggest? Deadpool Wolverine trailer was out, wasn't it?
Yes.
Not proposing we watch it and go through, but it looks what you kind of expect, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's
I'm excited for it.
Well, there's supposed to be this. It's going to be cameos galore because isn't your mate supposed to be in it? Oh, Swifty. Taylor Swift's supposed to be Dazzler.
If everyone who's meant to have a cameo has a cameo in it, this film will be 7 years long.
Yeah. There's all the randoms you can see in the trailer. People have picked it apart, and there's all the ones from the Fox universe, which I can understand. And apparently there's going to be multiple Wolverines. Henry Cavill is supposed to be one of the Wolverines, if you believe some of the rumours. And Daniel Radcliffe is supposed to be one of the Wolverines, if you believe that.
Genius. Who knows? But it's really the only Marvel thing out this year.
And
the only Marvel thing anyone cares about.
Yeah, and it's going to be the Guardians 3. It's the only thing that's actually going to do any good.
Yeah.
Because it's not...
Welcome to New Marvel.
It's not part of the mould.
Yeah. So talking about who knows, let's
jump
talk
right
about
in because we've got 2 episodes to talk about. That's why we're going to jump straight in and get it done.
Why is there released 2?
Well, it's Disney. It's hang on. Before we start, I need to transfer to review mode. For those of you not watching, listening, I have deployed the old man yells at cloud background.
Do you think we might yell at some clouds, Tim?
Well, I'm preempting it by putting that up. I might have to take it down. You never know.
Yeah. The fact I texted you before this podcast was recorded and just said, I have thoughts.
I have questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, they released 2 because it's Disney and it's BBC.
Yep.
And it's... Why not? Oh, I know why. Football. I bet you they're trying to squeeze it in before the start of the Euros, which probably happens mid to late June. So I bet you they've had to squeeze it in before football starts.
That makes sense.
That'll be what it is.
Yeah,
not that I'm a cynic or anything, but that would be why. Because I bet you that
us cynics, I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, I bet it'll be the first match will kick off. Oh, 14th of June. Bang on. There you go. That's why they've added two episodes, because they've got to get it in a month.
Well,
there we go. Okay.
Fully researched, we are. Fully researched.
So, episode 1, series 1. Space babies. Space babies.
I have written notes.
I have a notepad.
Yes. I have an
old
iPhone.
School.
Yeah.
This is how professional I wanted to do it.
Yeah. My notes start with simply exposition dump. So, have you never watched Doctor Who before? You have now.
I would go even further than that and say this entire episode was an expedition dump. This is the reason why this episode... Oh, I see what you mean. I'm with you now. Yeah, not just the first 5 minutes. The whole episode was just...
Yeah.
If you've never watched Doctor Who, we're going to explain it to you and fitting a story around why we're explaining it to you.
Yes, this is true. I love the fact it started with running down corridors, because the classic Doctor Who trope of we run down corridors now.
Yeah,
that's all we do. I did realise something watching these first 2 episodes. The whole Doctor Phone thing, where they have the connection to current day.
Oh, yeah.
How the hell does that actually work?
Yeah, it's always New Who. It's always been a trope, hasn't it? That they'd always phone home, or it would always work. She goes,
oh, you've been gone 10 minutes. I'm going, so does that timeline advance with how long you've been actually gone, or I don't understand how this works.
Yeah,
and just I hate it.
Yeah, if you start opening your mind to the concept of time travel in that scenario, because they come and go at the point they leave, and it doesn't really work. But then time's still advancing, but it's not advancing. Yeah, it's bizarre because that means they're aging, but they're not aging.
Yeah, and like if you come back when you leave, you've made phone calls in the future that haven't happened yet, but you're then still there, and the phone doesn't work. The phone shouldn't work. The phone should go.
No,
I hate the phone.
Well,
I never realised I hated the phone until now. I hate the phone.
They've all done it though, haven't they? I'm sure they've all done it, and it's not until you
start with Rose and her.
Rose definitely did it.
The phone mum,
Yeah,
and it's become like a trope, doesn't it?
That's incidentally you mentioned Rose. We're probably going to jump around a lot in this. We'll try and stick to, but this episode, and I understand why. It was like a facsimile of Rose, kind of, but maybe Rose episode and the one where they went to the end of the world, it was all kind of mashed together, but there were lots of tropes in it that I'm thinking I've been here before. Now I know why, because they're trying to reintroduce it, but it felt very, very similar. Like the bit where she stood in front of the window and the window looked out into space. They've all done that.
I've seen this scene before,
Yeah, no, I've seen that before, and I just thought, I can see what he's trying to do, but it's very similar.
Rereading my notes, I've written the same line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, I think. I hate space babies. I hate them. I can't quite put into words how much I detest them and want to hurt them. I just oh God. Every time I'm on screen, I'm going to change the channel. I just can't. I just cannot deal with this. Just what is this?
I hate
it so much.
It was weird in the sense that the CGI looked shit with their weird mouths, and it was just this is weird.
And the baby talk, and I hate them. I hate them, Tim. I hate them so much.
And also, linked with that, I got really annoyed with the amount of time he just kept saying "space babies" in that really animated voice over and over again, and it was like, yeah, we know that. You've got excited once, but by the 5th time, I was like, just.
By the 2nd time, I'm thinking, can I change the channel, please, and to watch something else? Because I hate the babies.
The concept of this episode didn't land. It felt like the Moffat, we've got a dinosaur in Victorian London. Now let's build a story around it. We've got babies in space that talk at you like, what's that film called?
I've missed the beginning thing. You think, look who's talking.
Yeah, that's it. That kind of thing.
But like the opening thing was explaining time travel.
Stepped on a butterfly thing.
It's I'm a lizard person now. All right, cool.
Oh no, I can bring things back to life.
Yeah,
that's new.
But then they undo it in the very next episode when you go, I just changed the entire thing. Why haven't I appeared? Because you're with me, but then that shouldn't work.
I think, you're right there. I hadn't considered that actually they contradicted themselves in the space of 2 hours.
Yeah. I hadn't realised it until I started saying it, and suddenly went, wait.
Oh, there's another thing where they contradict themselves, and I'm going to come to that later. But I hadn't considered that. I was just sitting there going, how much budget did they spend on that one scene? And they're never going to come back to it. And you just think they've got loads of money now. They're just pouring that money down the toilet, aren't they?
But then they do crap CGI.
Oh, again, it's like the Dr. Donna squashed in the tunnel thing where their bodies are all flappy. It was like really good space outside CGI. But the close quarters CGI was still hokey. And this was another one where you had the really cool space station and all that. But inside that close quarter stuff, it was just like old school BBC Doctor Who.
Yeah. I fear by the time we get to episode 1, we're already going to be cancelled. So episode 2 is going to be hilarious.
What else have I got?
They've doubled down on the timeless child crap, haven't they?
God.
As soon as he said it, I went, this is going to be grim, isn't it?
Christmas, and I'm going to hark back to my reaction to the Christmas episode quite a lot during this review. I was all for giving it the benefit of the doubt. I thought, okay. No, I'm sorry. I've changed my mind. I'm allowed to change my mind. They've doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down on it. And actually, listening to some of the interviews, it is the theme of this series, is the idea of being alone and being left, because obviously we'll come to her in a minute, but the concept of her is mirroring him. But it's just like, yes, I was left. But again, contradiction ahoy. Later on, second episode, they contradicts himself by saying about how he's a Time Lord and Time Lords were different and stuff like that. But you've just said you weren't a Time Lord. You can't be both.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah. You can't be the last of a Time Lord if you're not a Time Lord.
And also, you can't embellish the fact that you're a Time Lord when you've already said that you're proud not to be a Time Lord. It's just,
and then in the exposition dump, he's going, I've got 2 hearts because Time Lords have 2 hearts. And you're going, but you're not a Time Lord. So do they have 2 hearts just because you do? And I just hate it. I hate everything. I hate everybody.
Because you didn't see that, except for when you cried on a YouTube video that we had to block out, is the reason the Time Lords had 2 hearts is because he had 2 hearts, because they stole all his stuff, all his genetics. So the fact they've doubled down on it is just they could have just left it. And I was going to give them benefit of the doubt because like I said, I stand by it. I quite enjoyed the Christmas episode. They could have got rid of it in the 60th with the toy maker, but they didn't. They decided to run with it, and we're never getting the end of it. It's just every opportunity. It's I'm on my own. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. We know. Get over it. Oh dear.
Yeah, I wrote "Timeless Child" rammed down our throats.
Yeah, mine says that they've doubled down on the timeless child crap.
Should we get the other crowbar ideas out of the way now, because they really rammed in some of the social commentary. We'll call it that, shall we?
Is this the abortion metaphor?
Abortion, refugees. Yeah. They used to do it so well, where they used to just reference stuff and it would flow, but it was just like massive rusty crowbar to get that concept of abortion in, and also to get the thing about refugees.
Watching this, because I watched it a whole hour ago, and just going, America's going to hate this. They're just going to absolutely hate it. Yeah,
it's so unsubtle, really. I think that's it. It's just kind of, just do it. If you're going to do it in a way. It's like, it reminded me of, remember, you probably wouldn't have seen it, the Jodie Whittaker episode, where it was all to do, they were on Earth, but they didn't know they were on Earth, and it was environmental disaster, and it was awfully, like, really size 12 booted into the storyline. It was really grated, and again, the concept of that is only like a one-liner, but it was like, we're going down
to be fair, if we're going to get ourselves cancelled by doing this podcast, I think this series is for American audiences.
Oh, yeah.
Because the subtlety of a classic British TV show has gone.
No, and unfortunately...
No subtle point. Here's a 12 gauge kind of thing. Have it shot in your face.
It wasn't needed. And I lost the concept of what the babies were there for, even before all that, quite early on, because I was like, creepy babies. And then it was... The story, both of them, were going at such a fast pace that I lost, especially the babies one, lost a grip on why they were there. And I was like, hang on, why? Step back a bit, why are we here? Didn't make sense. Yeah, it was going so quickly. But that's the trope of New Who in general.
Babies is I just didn't care. I looked at the babies and went, I hate these, I want them to be destroyed, please remove them from my sight. And I just couldn't buy into anything from that point. I just went, just what is this crap?
Oh dear. Yeah, it was. I read one of the, it was non-spoilery. So the press are loving it and they think it's amazing, but I can't remember what. I think it might have been the Guardian gave it 3 stars, and they we still love it, but we don't like it kind of way. Kind of basically said, this is an episode in a couple of weeks you're going to forget. It's one of those it's a throwaway Doctor Who episode, isn't it? You always get a couple of series. You used to always get a couple of series that you just kind of go, I forgot about that one. And I think that's it.
It was Orbeloff, for example.
Oh god, no, you don't. You're never going to forget that.
Yeah.
For the wrong reasons, but yeah, you kind of. It was a throwaway filler one that would normally come between a 2-parter and the series finale. It'd just be kind of sat there, and it would just absorb space.
The stupid thing is, it's a season opener.
Yeah.
Well. It isn't. It's episode 2 because the season opener was.
As you pointed out, the Christmas episode wasn't a Christmas episode. It was the season opener.
No.
So it's
No.
I think you've actually hit the nail on the head when we first started this. It was an exposition dump to explain to the fans who've never seen it before what Doctor Who is, what it's about, and a little bit of a reminder about Ruby and her mystery, because we're not going to forget that anytime soon. And that's all it was. That's my notes actually. Oh, the only thing that got me right at the end, obviously. No, hang on. Which one was it? The end of the Space Babies when they went back to see Ruby's mum, or was that the end of the Maestro episode?
That was the Space Babies.
Crack in the ceiling had been fixed. It was Christmas Day. They landed, and the big crack that had gone all the way down her hallway on Christmas Eve had gone. And and they explicitly complained about it in the episode. How am I going to get someone to fix this on Christmas Eve? And it'd gone and plastered over, all in literally 24 hours.
And the fact that he's also destroyed their kitchen.
I didn't mind that, but I thought they were going to reference the crack in the ceiling when they had a crack in the ceiling, and I was waiting for it. Yeah. I've just had that ceiling fixed, but it didn't come. It was like,
who needs continuity?
Who needs continuity?
One of my notes simply says, "Oh God, Ruby's going to be another Rose / Amy, isn't she?"
Oh yeah, we'll come to that in the next one. But no, she is super companion. No doubt about it.
The sonic screwdriver needs a break.
Someone likened it to a mid-2000s universal remote for TVs, and they're probably right. It's one of those things you used to buy that you could it does need a break though. But then it was overused during Matt Smith's era, wasn't it? And it was overused.
Well, the fact that he walks into a alien spacecraft and says, "Oh, don't worry, stab that in there. That's fixed, mate. Don't worry about it. It's all sorted."
Yeah. So I heard of interview. I think it was probably Barry Letts, Terrence Dicks, or somebody who said they actually wrote out the sonic screwdriver because it was becoming too easy for the Doctor to get out of situations. And to be fair, I think RTD, when he first brought back Doctor Who, brought it back because he said because the episodes were so short in comparison, i.e. one episode 40 minutes, whatever, he brought it back to speed it up. But I think it, like you said, it's got far too easy now. And it was actually quite cool, wasn't it, the Christmas episode when his sonic screwdriver didn't work. And that was a cool concept. And I think we even talked about it, didn't we, at the time? That was interesting because it's never been done before in that context. But now it was back and it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just, oh, look, here's a spaceship. Plug it in, sorted, mate. Don't worry about it. The whole, the snot monster. Which,
clever concept. Like it's like the literal sense of that.
I confess the whole thing of when it's in the airlock and they're doing an aliens ripoff.
Oh yeah.
I was going, that's not how airlocks or gravity works. Literally, just this is not how this works. This is not how anything works.
You could say that about a lot of films, though. So I can't let it off. I think for me, that was interesting because it was obviously trying to show that side of the Doctor who doesn't let people die for dying's sake. That's how I viewed it as. He was actually he wanted to save it because it was a unique organism, it was alive, it was living, and he shouldn't just kill things for the sake of killing things. However, the concept got lost because you could see that working in a Smith, Tennant, Capaldi, maybe not Capaldi, but those two era, and he would have bollocked that woman for trying to kill it. He didn't do that. It was it was a throwaway concept and it was lost because the speed everything was moving at, I thought. And
also the fact it then starts howling randomly. You go,
oh yeah, what was that?
Why is it howling? And why is it still not trying to kill everybody? Because it's still the same monster. Just
fair point. So many things.
Again, victory via fart. I went, we've just been reduced to
fart gag,
poor child humour. But then they make a preference saying, they make a point of saying this space station has no engines in any way, shape or form. So we're propelled to station at X speed in space at a planet. Awesome. I hope we've got a way of stopping it. Because we just fired a space station at a planet.
I didn't get it at the time, but when you started talking, I was like, of course, physics. How are they going to stop?
Yeah, it can't stop. It has no engines. They've just fired a space station at a planet. How do you deal with refugee crisis? Blow it up, apparently. Oh God, I hate it.
So I think we've started well. I haven't got any more notes on here.
No. Literally, every other line was, I hate the babies, I hate the babies, I hate the babies. But every other point I've now gone through and just gone, rage.
So, I watch it with my son. So, views of an 8-year-old. So, this is going to be a new segment. Views of an 8-year-old, in no particular order, is he wasn't scared. He just was like, he didn't like the CGI babies either. He just didn't like them. He said, that's just weird. And I was like, I know. And he's like, why have they done this? Why? Just go say why. He said, and I would have got it, he said, how do babies know what a hug is if they've never had any parents? And I was like, actually, very good point. How do they know what love is? Because they've not had any adults. So their concept, even though they're super
but they've had this nanny disembodied thing.
Woman in a shed.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
The whole thing, you're going, well, how do they know anything? But then they know how to, like the nose blowing thing. I'm going, okay, there's a little machine that does it. Going, but these machines are all literally like laces and like.
The concept of if you start opening your mind,
how it works. Yeah,
I think that's the whole episode. Yeah, so he kind of got the concept of it. But...
Also, why are remote control pushchairs? Where did they come from? Here's a super high-tech buggy, but I'm going to fix the station with a straw and a piece of string. Great. Oh God, I hate it so much. Sorry.
Shall we move on? Shall we move on?
I don't want to.
Because the next one gets more entertaining. So, episode 2, The Devil's Chord. Thoughts on this one? Breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, I thought that was fun. I think the idea is to set that this is a interdimensional extra-planet entity that's outside of the normal constraints. And you go, that makes sense. And I thought Maestro was great. And the person that plays him was really good. You'll give me a look of you don't agree, Tim.
No.
I'm going to clarify that. For the type of role and the over-the-top campiness it required, I thought it worked quite well. However, the third act then fell apart completely.
Jinx Monsoon. This episode had the germ of a really good story.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those episodes with Doctor Who, and it is mainly with Doctor Who, that I think, this is really good. And then it falls apart and it becomes naff. And I get... It's like the Iron Man 3 concept. Really, really good idea. And I get more annoyed and angry because of how lost opportunity of how good it could have been. And the concept was good, but the execution wasn't very good. Jinx Monsoon, I like Jinx Monsoon. I thought the character was over the top and too campy. If the character had been creepy and just a bit weird, it would have worked better. But she didn't do anything other than just shout. And just she didn't even, I don't know, she didn't even act, I don't think. It just felt really like OTT.
Mm.
There was no substance. It was all kind of bluster. And I was just kind of... start with, you kind of go, but when that's all it was a one-trick pony. It was just this shouty person.
Yeah.
And I would have preferred creepy, like proper kind of like make your skin crawl creepy. Yeah, I know obviously what they were trying to do. I also thought the concept of the character didn't... it could be because of the time they had and the way they went about it, but I didn't get the threat. Okay, she kind of attacked a couple of old people with notes and attacked them, but the consequence to it, I don't know, it felt disjointed. Like, this is the end of the world because no one likes music. But was that because of her? Did she do that? Or I don't know. I just didn't like the portrayal of the character. Concept, yes. Yeah. Portrayal, no.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you go, yes, you can see the concept of a really good idea, and it just falls flat. I thought the Sonic having a mute button was really funny.
That was
and
good.
Really cool.
It was the way they did it as well was nice.
Yeah.
And you kind of sat there and went, ooh, that's really well done. Little tweaks like that were really well done.
Yeah. And the fact that this is a descendant of the Toy Master, so you're going, this is a power level that is, sorry, you just lose to this.
Yeah, the concept, obviously, the Toy Master. This was the first episode. There's only been 2. Well, there's been 3. This was the first one where I kind of sat there and went, this isn't your dad's Doctor Who anymore, is it?
No.
This was not Sci-Fi, which he's already said they're not going to do. But this was the first episode where things as a viewer weren't really explained how things have happened. Normally with Doctor Who, you get a concept of this is how it's happened, this is why it's happened, and this is how things have gone. But this, it was just left. It's done. The concept was left to the imagination. And so this kind of, I can see this change happen, especially in this one. The Goblin one, not so much because of the way it was done, but you could link it to that one. The previous one was just in space, wasn't really sci-fi. This is on Earth, but it ain't sci-fi. It's not, because in the old Who, and I'm going to reference that, anything pre this, you'd had an alien who could take away music. That would be their power, wouldn't it? That's what they would do. They'd live off music. But no, this was a god. This is very fantasy. So we don't have to explain it. You just have to accept it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I think, is it they're just trying a new idea set? Because if you have an alien, you go, well, an alien's got rules, so I can just go, yeah, press the sonic button, defeat that.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're dealing with an extra planar being, that the rules don't work. The whole idea of, yep, you can trick them once and they don't work anymore. And you think, oh god, how do we deal with that? But then, like I said in this, I think the whole third act just, whoa.
It fell off a cliff a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, like we said, I think they had a great idea that just didn't stick to landing, because you go, okay, so you take the music away, and like the Beatles doing like jingles, you go, oh yeah,
it was interesting because I can't remember what song they licensed, but they must have the money. They licensed one of the songs to license the Beatles songs, but it was kind of like a first ever Doctor Who episode ever that they've done with the Beatles in it, and they wasted them. They just didn't. It was just like, oh yeah, there's the Beatles, and then they popped up at the end. I'll come to the end in a minute. But the guys don't look anything like the Beatles. Well, out of the two, whoever was Ringo, I suppose he's true to form. Ringo just is blurred in the background. But George Harrison, come on, he arguably one of the better songwriters out of all three of them. But yeah, it was kind of a bit of a waste. It was kind of like, we've got them there, and then we're not going to use them. Really, it was a
and actually,
end.
If the whole concept is music's a bit weird and no one likes it, why are there bands?
Yeah, why are they recording music if they don't like it?
Yeah, the whole premise, as soon as you start thinking about it, falls apart horribly.
This might be the theme of this whole Doctor Who thing. Yeah. As soon as you start thinking about it, it all just collapses into a little pool.
Yeah, the fact that no one hums, you just go, well, if no one hums, why would you then be... Yeah, oh god, it's blown my mind.
Why have you got a music studio dedicated to recording music if no one's allowed to record music? But the thing is, I lost the track of whether it's people were scared not to do music, because when she popped out of the piano and started killing the old lady, it felt to me, due to their reactions, that they were scared to do the music. Now, that would have been a better concept if you had a creepy villain who was going around killing people who were playing music. That would be kind of weird. It's weird in my head, like, old bloke walking down the street starts to whistle and then stops himself, but it's too late, and this little creepy thing comes out of the shadows and kills him. Whoa, that would be really weird. Like the concept of you can't whistle, you can't hum.
Yeah. But also, what's the definition of music? Because you've got a band recording what is technically a song, playing instruments, which is music. It's awful, but it's music. And
when did Maestro do all this? Did it imply that they did it in the past, not in the 60s? So has music just disappeared? Again, it was so disjointed. I like the concept. I really like the concept, but it just didn't feel right.
And also, if they did it in the 20s, you've got a whole Second World War to get through. And if the whole idea was, music kind of is a bit of hope and it's all gone a bit dark and horrible, just did it take time to like filter through or what?
And why did it take that long to get to the 2020?
If it took 100 years, cool, whatever. That's fine. Give us some rules, give us some context.
Because it took until 2024 for the world to end. The idea was good, but I got annoyed by it towards the end because it was like, this is slowly not what I thought it was going to be. What else have I written here? Oh, here we go. Are we seeing, and I know there was a reason for it in the first episode, are we seeing this Doctor is the scaredy Doctor? Because he ran away in the first episode. Now that was explained as the bogey thing was resonating at a certain frequency. And this thing, he ran away from her without even stopping to talk to her. Now I know he said, this is an old god. But the thing is, for me, he didn't explain it. This is the one time in Doctor Who where a expedition dump would have helped, because I was like Ruby was, well, you're supposed to be the cleverest person. Why have you just suddenly run away and hid from something? Why? And he didn't say why. It was a throwaway line. There should have been a bit of back and forth at that point, or a show of power, like physical show of power, where she did something for him to go, oh, I can't fight this. But he just ran away. But then later on, he wasn't running away. But the runaway theme is slowly becoming, is already in 2 episodes, has become a theme.
But also, if you go back to older, like old New Who and old Who, they fight gods and things all the time and go, I got this, it's not a problem.
Yeah,
look at things like the Satan pistol. Let me go, it's basically the devil. All right, cool. I'll have you, mate.
Yeah, and Seventh Doctor and playing the game of chess over time and space, and it says all that kind of stuff. But not necessarily that scared. And he referenced, what did I wrote it down because it did make me chuckle. He said about fighting, it took everything out of me. I was literally splitting half to defeat the Toymaker. Nope, you played a game of catch with a ball and you tricked him. Yep. It didn't kill you, it split you in half. He shot you with a laser is the reason why. The actual concept of you fighting him was after that. So, no. So at the moment, the theme is Jodie Whittaker's Doctor was not the cleverest person in the room, and he seems to be the scaredest person in the room.
And that's not gonna end well.
Nope. If he's continuously running away from things because he's like, it's old gods. Speaking of which, we got the Bad Wolf mention again about, I wrote it down, the oldest one is coming. And also when Ruby was all chained up and then the song came through from Christmas and she was all freaked out, wasn't she? Oh my God, what's this? So, and then the Doctor scanning her DNA in the TARDIS. So like you said, she's going to be someone super powerful. Yeah. She's going to be the daughter.
Admittedly, as soon as that scene came on, my notes simply say, oh, fuck off, bloody Ruby. I'm just... the whole thing, I'm just going, I hate the concept already. I'm just going, this is Rose and Amy all over again. Just give us some, just let us have a companion. It's a bloody companion.
Yeah,
not
just a
not
human.
a linchpin to a plot.
Yeah, because even Donna disappeared down that hole eventually. I don't think there's been... Let's go through. New Who. Rose, no. Martha saved the world. She ended up being normal, but she was only in a season. But she still ended up doing something great. Donna... No. Amy Pond, no. Clara, no.
We don't talk about Clara.
Bill was only in it for a year, 1 season, ended up becoming a celestial being or something. But no, there's not really been any... Why can't it just be normal people that just do normal stuff and just leave it like that? So my prediction is she'll be the daughter. Now, the thing is, this is an interesting thing. Why? Now, I know why, because we've seen it on screen, but there seems to be a fuss about who her mother is, but he never mentions who her father is. So surely we're going to find out the parents of this kid. Why is the mother more important than the father? Because I was thinking, oh, she's going to be daughter of the god. She might end up being like, I don't know, Athena or Aphrodite or some kind of daughter of Zeus. That'd be awesome. But I don't think we're going to get that. We're going to get something where she's the daughter of some old god who's we're surprised if it plays off the Zeus concept of gods coming down to earth and procreating and stuff like that. But she's going to end up being daughter of some uber god, isn't she? And that'll be how it ends.
Yeah, and that's why she's only going to be in one season.
I think I read somewhere this week that the new, but she's not new, companion is actually in this season as well. But I'm yet to be believed about that. I've got some more notes because the biggest contradiction came and went. Even my son picked up on this one. So the Doctor in this episode refers to himself as the last of the Time Lords, and my son said, "No, he's not. The other one's sitting in the garden." And he's right.
Yeah.
And you can't say, "Oh, that's a different timeline," because they actually said it when Ruby rang her mum up, and also when they went back to June 2024, and that is the same timeline because we know that Rose, Donna's daughter, is going to be in this series, so we are in 2024, and the Doctor's sitting in the garden at Rose's house in 2024, so he's not the last of the Time Lords. So he can't, even though he's not a Time Lord, we've already gone over that. They've contradicted themselves because he's not the last of the Time Lords, because there's two of them in the same timeline.
If you add in RTD's throwaway line, there's infinite Doctors. Yay!
Yeah. But because that's the thing, because my son also, and this is the concept, they've still shot themselves in the foot, is when you saw the blurred image, or obviously it was John Lennon walking towards the piano, he said, "Oh, that's the other Doctor coming to save him." So obviously he's only got that concept of what he's seen.
Yeah.
But they've buried themselves with that concept of having Tennant's Doctor still hanging about.
Yeah, because even I thought to myself, now it wouldn't just hello.
No.
Or I thought it was going to be the first Doctor, because obviously, I'm down the road at Thingy Road, didn't I? Yeah, mate.
Yeah, but no, he's not the last of the Time Lords. They did. No. Speaking of which, that was referencing obviously when the Master killed them. He said in this one, "Oh, it was a genocide over time and space where they killed them in all places." I thought he just destroyed Gallifrey and just turned them all into cyber Time Lords. But again, going back to what we said at the start, we've now reset everything to how it was in 2005. Time Lords are all dead. He's the last of the Time Lords. We've got a big bad, which is referenced every week, and she was in it. Did you spot the old lady behind the counter? When they went and bought tea in the cafeteria, the lady behind the counter was the lady who shouted at What's-Her-Face in the bar, and she was Newton's assistant. It's that same lady again. Hands on, she's going to be
the big bad.
Zeus, or whatever. I'm going to call it Zeus until we know what it is.
Yeah.
But no, he's not the last of the Time Lords because he's sat in a garden drinking tea. What else did I write down?
Playing a family.
Musical number at the end.
Yeah. Why the singing Kill It With Fire?
Goblins didn't mind it, liked it. This felt like they needed it. It would have been better if they'd sung it to a Beatles song. They paid the royalties and just had the Beatles in the studio playing whatever one they were recording, and they just did a dance number to that. Or just had Ruby and the Doctor dancing to that. Would have been quite cool. But it's a weird concept.
With the whole suspension of disbelief thing, when they walk across the Abbey Road crossing and it then lights up like a bloody piano, you're going, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so if Maestro is an extra planet being related to a Toy Master, yada, 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 the whole wibbly-wobbly double TARDIS nonsense. Yeah, great. I hate it. I just hate every second of it. We got to the third act and I went, I'm done. I think as soon as Ruby was suspended in the notes, which became a bit weird anyway, as soon as Ruth was suspending the notes and the Christmas song came on, I went, no, I'm done, I'm out. And I just didn't care anymore.
Oh, I forgot everything. I wrote the old confrontation between the villain, and Doctor. You always used to look forward to that because it was always quite a nice scenery chewing kind of thing where they bounced off each other, and there was a war of words, the threats and stuff like that. But it was just weird. And love or hate her, Jinx Monsoon wasn't acting. She was just being really, I don't know. It just didn't. Maybe it was supposed to, in the spirit of the episode, it was supposed to be different, but it just came across. It was, again, because it was such a good concept, it was a wasted opportunity, and it was just corny.
Also, didn't Multiverse Madness do it better?
I was thinking that
battle.
When they were, I was expecting.
I went, wait a minute.
Yeah, this has been done before because we've already had this. Yeah, exactly. I had that as well.
And this is a problem. You go, well, was it a new idea, or have you just borrowed a part of a Marvel film and done it worse?
God, that sounds fun, isn't it? So, no, it was.
I just feel a bit depressed.
That's exactly. I came out of it. I watched it at lunchtime, and for the whole of the afternoon, I was really kind of like, because I've already watched some of the reviews online, and the people that are going to hate it are going to hate it. And I've also read some of the. This is the problem in this day and age. When because it happened with, what did it happen with? Oh, Disney. It was Star Wars, Obi-Wan. Prior to it coming out, there was lots of backlash against the fans in articles saying, if you don't like this, you're a racist. If you don't like this, you're a homophobe. And I'm starting to see it with Doctor Who, even before it came out. It's like, uh-oh. And this normally doesn't bode well if they're expecting backlash before you've even seen the episode. I was like, no. Gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. But Rotten Tomatoes is exactly how you'd expect. 100% critics, 32% audience score. Ratings will be interesting, but I think we've already established that ratings don't count anymore, so I'm not prepared to say that's a barometer.
The problem I've got is, like, I think watching Who now, especially with the podcast, effectively we have become critics.
And fair enough.
To watch it, we're watching it with that critical eye and just going, oh, am I actually enjoying this? If I didn't have to watch it because I'm going to record a podcast about it, would I finish the episode? And in all honesty, the Space Babies, no. I was in the first paper and gone, nope, I'm out. It would have just been, no, I'm done, mate. I just don't care about this. It was, and this is my problem. Am I watching it because I enjoy it, or am I watching it because I'm watching it for this?
Well, that's how I was through Whittaker. I watched it out of loyalty, not because I was enjoying it.
Yeah,
and
if watching something that we're a fan of is a chore, that's not a good sign.
No, and I'm not, because I really enjoyed the Christmas episode, and this is what depressed me and got me really confused this afternoon as well. I really enjoyed the Christmas episode. I thought it was good. I thought they bounced off each other really well. I thought he was great. I still think he's okay, but something was different, and I don't know what it was. I can't put my finger on it. I need to think about it. What was different about the Christmas episode to these two? He came across in these two. I wrote it down as well. What did I put? It was this kind of, both of them, the erratic flipping from, like, going from 1 to 10 really fast. So getting really excited, but there's no midway point. It's like, oh, Space Babies. And then there was a bit where she's like, oh, I want to go and see the Beatles. And then he went, oh, it's amazing. And it was just like, he's just kind of like, he's just leaping about as if he's trying too hard. But that wasn't in the Christmas episode.
No.
I thought the Christmas episode, and it's probably because he wasn't in it as much, maybe. And that's probably, I don't know. But it felt like it was dialed down. And she didn't, I don't know. They felt more natural in that episode than they did in both of these episodes. And I can't put my finger on why.
What I also noticed, and I have not noticed this in other stuff he's been in. When he was walking in the TARDIS, especially, does like a ballet strut. It's very chest out, shoulders back, and just.
Now you've mentioned it, I'm gonna have to look now.
But no, it's especially when he's just got his t-shirt on. It's like a strut almost, and I'm just going. I've never seen it before, and it threw me, and I wasn't prepared.
Maybe that's how he always walks. I don't know.
But like I said, I've not noticed it in other stuff, unless I've not noticed it, or was it just more because it's just him on a TARDIS background? I went, oh yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know, because it has thrown me, because I was going into it going, okay, fair enough. People are complaining about it already. These articles are out in the press. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I like Christmas. A lot of people didn't. But now it's like, I don't know. I don't think I like it, but I can't put my finger on why. And it's only already 2 episodes in, but actually we're already
3 episodes
quarter of the way through. Yeah, we haven't got really that long to go, so it's not got much time to bed in.
The other issue I've got is, would I go back and watch these episodes again? No.
I've watched the Goblins one twice, and that's because I really liked it. But no, I won't watch Space Babies again. And the Maestro thing would annoy me because of the concept of it could have been really good. Next week's episode is the Moffat episode, isn't it? So that's either going to be really good.
Oh, that's a war one, isn't it?
Yes. So
this is the problem. I'm going, it's a Moffat episode in a non-Moffat series, so it's going to be Girl in the Fireplace or Blink, or it's going to be a Moffat episode.
But don't forget, you're thinking rose-tinted glasses, because since then he wrote The Abomination of Sherlock, and that gradually got worse and worse to the point where the last series was god-awful. So he was in charge of that. Yeah, even he's not as good as he used to be. So my spider sense is tingling that it might not be as good as we're thinking it's going to be.
I just want to. Are our spectacles even? Are our spectacles that rose tinted? That actually,
no,
those episodes aren't that good either.
No, Blink is good. I've watched that numerous times, and it's still good. Girl in the Fireplace, I never really liked that anyway, but that's just me.
It's Sophia Miles. How can you not like it?
I knew you were going to say that. I always get confused because I always thought he wrote Human Nature and stuff, but he didn't do it. That was Paul Cornell.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick look at what we got. So, Boom, that is Stephen Moffat. 73 yards. That's what it's called. No idea what that is. Dot and Bubble, no idea. Brogue, that's the one that might have or might not have new Captain Jack in. If it is new Captain Jack, I'm just going to go ape shit, I'm telling you. That's
I'll be there away. Joining you, I think, yeah.
And then it's the last 2 episodes, Legend of Ruby Sunday, Empire of Death. So we shall see.
Well, that's a series finale, isn't it? Legend of Ruby Sunday and then Death.
Empire of Death, not just Death.
Yeah.
22nd of June, that's when it was on.
Well,
I think we've done it. I've got nothing else on my notes.
No, I just feel sad. Perhaps it's everyone else is wrong. Quote The Simpsons again. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. We'll keep watching it.
I used to be it, and then whatever it was changed, and now what is it is weird and scary.
Weird and scary.
I've misquoted that, but you get the idea.
Yeah, I could hear it being recited. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm genuinely depressed because it's something I was really looking forward to, and now it's kind of, oh God, please.
Well, I think when we get the recast Captain Jack, because
it's coming.
Based on this series so far, it's coming.
It's just
going to be nuclear. Yeah.
I said that he wouldn't do that to John Barrowman, but I've got a horrible feeling he's going to do it. I've got a horrible feeling it's going to be some kind of multiverse thing, where that's Captain Jack from another universe or something weird, or at a push, it'll be another time agent, but it'll have all the same characteristics as Captain Jack, but not like Torchwood Captain Jack, Captain John. It'll be Captain Bob or something like that, but he'll be basically a clone of Captain Jack and without the dying thing. Yeah, because that's the saving grace. If they're going with canon, he can't die, so he can't look like another bloke unless he's the face of Bo. But they're going to do it. They're going to recast him, and that will be the nail in the coffin for me, and I will get really pissed off.
I think this is the thing we are building up to a nuclear explosion of just us going, are we actually Doctor Who fans anymore? And I think this is the problem. This is I know
God,
for both.
There's something I don't want to think of.
Well, this is the thing. This has been a part of both of our lives for a long time, and actually,
jeez,
are we still fans of this?
Oh.
And I think at some point during this season, we might be answering that question.
Are we going to have like an existential crisis where we step away? Oh, geez, I won't think about that.
But all joking aside, like I said, watch Whittaker out of loyalty. If we weren't doing a podcast, I would have turned that crap off.
Yeah, it's a good point.
It's not good, is it? Yeah.
No, that's a
It'll
good
be fine.
point.
It'll be better. It'll win me back. Come on, RTD, don't let me down. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine.
Okay.
It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. You do realise that the GIF profile picture now is going to be Abe Simpson doing this. Why? I think everybody
just for the next month.
Yeah. Welcome to Old Men Chatter Clouds.
I had it ready, but I didn't think I'd have to deploy it. But gonna have to. It was deployed.
When did we become old men?
No, worlds passed us by.
Yeah.
At least we recognise it.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here feeling really depressed.
We need to end on a high note. What's the high note of? What's the good thing that's happened in Doctor Who that we can go? What's the positives?
I don't know.
Ooh. On that note, we should go away and wait till next week. So it's Boom next week, and interesting to see what that looks like.
Yeah, listeners, if you listen quietly and you just hear us sobbing on the wind, it's just us.
It's not Jinx Monsoon, it's just us crying.
Yeah, just us going, what is this? What do we do anymore? Who am I? What's the point?
Yeah, do I have a point? Do I have a purpose?
Yeah. What is your purpose? To hold butter. Great. That's a Rick and Morty reference.
Sorry.
I don't know anymore.
Right, on that note, we shall say
cheerio.
Goodbye.